The thing that she works for, we have connections with the chief of police, the chief of the city police, and the head sheriff. So we're actually talking about making some moves. So it's like, maybe get my name off the list, or maybe talking to them about it and seeing what we can do, because my stalker has become extremely dangerous. Torturing me all the time, hurting my family. And at the beginning, it wasn't like that. But since I made these videos, I have this channel. I don't know if she watches my channel. I think she does, but she doesn't talk about it. She doesn't tell me. But she sees how many views, how many subscribers. Last night I went on and just looked at target individuals. I put that in, and I just went up and up, and there were just so many channels by different target individuals. So this stuff's coming out. People are talking about it. Be patient with your loved ones. Don't ram it in their face. It scares people. It scares people, and I know that, so what? It's coming to everybody. We may need to scare some people to wake them up, because this is going to affect our whole society. It's going to affect our world. But I just remember a day where I showed my mom a video that one of the other target individuals had made, and it was kind of a scary video. He was talking about some really advanced stuff, remote neural monitoring, and satellite terrorism. And I remember my mom, she agreed to watch it, but she had a human response afterwards where it was scary. She had this reaction to it, she didn't want to believe it because it's scary. And so we've got to just not put it in people's faces and stay with them. And I know I've made videos about this, but I didn't have anything to make a video about. I guess that's very important in my heart. Let's stick with God. Last night I watched a Martin Luther King video that somebody had commented and said, I'd seen it before, but somebody left a comment and said, this is a really good video to watch. It's, but if not, and it's about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the oven. And they had the faith that, our God can protect us. Our God can protect us, and He can protect us in very concrete ways. And especially my situation, it's horrible and horrifying, but I have hope all throughout it, because I've stuck with my family. I'm trying to find buffering things, so I always have hope kind of coming towards me, and it's still really hard. So for those of y'all who don't have any money or resources from your family, if I didn't have a family, I'd be screwed. But if I didn't have my mom and my dad helping me out on this stuff, I wouldn't have a car. I probably wouldn't have a home. I'd be in a lot worse shape. But anyway, so the But If Not video, you might want to watch that. And I'm not saying that God is not going to help us here, because it's already looking like we're making a big dent in this program. We're getting awareness out. But watch that video, because especially people of faith, and I think all target individuals need to just kind of break down and get some faith, get faith. And I see all y'all out there. Most of you do. Most of you are. Maybe that's why you're attacked. I don't know. I don't know the whole scope of this, but we need to say, but if not, our God is strong enough to stop this. But if not, we have to trust Him. We've got to still have faith in Him. And the thing that Martin Luther King said, it's a verse from Job. Job said, "Even though He slay me, I will trust in Him." And then I had a thought back to my grandpa Sladen. He had cancer all throughout his body. It was in his lymph system, and he was a farmer, so he didn't go to the doctor right away. He waited, and he thought it was just body aches. He thought he was just getting old. So I don't know. I don't know why they didn't catch it and heal it. It may have been too aggressive. But his final words to my father, or some of his final words to my father, because I wasn't there, when he died. He said, "Even though He slay me, I will trust in Him." And so it was boom, like it was on that video from Job, like Martin Luther out of the mouth of Martin Luther King, and it had a very real presence in my life. And I do believe that. I actually believe that we will get through this, that we will find ways to stop this, that we are strong enough, that God will protect us. Because he's protected me. I prayed to him, and he's protected me through the world, through my parents. He's come through the world and helped me to find ways to fight through this. But if not, in the end, and this program doesn't stop, and this is just hype. This is worst case scenario stuff that I don't even believe is going to happen. But if not, we still have to trust and have faith in him. So, like that guy's comments, I don't remember his handle, but very powerful. We've got to have faith like that, because with faith like that, then we can beat this stuff. We've got to trust God, because you and your human mind may be saying, like, right now it's so horrible when God's not helping me, but you just don't see it. You don't see it in the world. It's coming. He's working on it now. And there have been a lot of times where I'm like, I pray and I shout out to God. I cry out to Jesus, save me from this, save me from this. And it seems like nothing happens. It seems like, these people still hit me, but then, maybe a couple of days will go by and then something will, boom. I mean, like, that suitcase thing, let me tell you the story about that, so I can kind of bring these two things together. I saw it on Q-Wave. And it has a frequency modulator. You can bring it places with you. It has more power than like 2 or 3 tabletop defenders. I think it actually has the power of like 4, and it works within hours. So you don't have to put it on your wall and sit there for a week for it to build up. It works faster because you're bringing it with you remotely. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's awesome. It's called the Sentinel. And that's what I was looking at it, and I was like, that's what somebody had left a comment about it on one of my pages, and I was like, that's what they're talking about. Oh, it changes frequencies. Oh my God, if I could get that and like bring it to work, bring it places, and then, put it by me at night, and like I'm already buffering stuff, and that would buffer the rest. Oh my God, that's great. And then I looked at the price. And I was like, it was like $1,200. You get $200 off. Then there's a Thanksgiving Day savings. And I was like, well, still too expensive. I was like, maybe I can save up and then buy it at the regular price. Maybe I can save up somehow. That'll be my next thing, the target to get. So probably about 2 days later, I show up to work, and my mom, like, I didn't talk to her about it. I didn't say one word to her about this new Sentinel product. She has all this paperwork from Q-Wave because, like, she'll buy me stuff with a credit card. Like, she's bought me 2 plates, maybe 3. 2 and then this. Yeah, I think 2 and then this, maybe 3 and then this. Wow, I owe her a lot. Like, she's awesome. That I just want to tell y'all, I mean, you got somebody who really loves you. It has saved my life. She saved my life. She doesn't even appreciate how much she saved my life. I think sometimes we get mixed. It's like she doesn't understand how much she saved my life, but she thinks that I'm not appreciating it. But I'm like, yes, you've saved my life like several times. I will do anything you want me to. And then some of my friends say I'm like attached to her apron strings or whatever, but I don't care. But let me finish the story. So I go in, and she has all this paperwork on it. She's like, I got these updates from Q-Wave, because she had bought me a plate before that, and she was like, look, it's this, the Sentinel. Look at this. You can bring it around. And I was like, I didn't have to beg her to buy it for me. She was like, if that can help you along, I'll get that for you. So it was like God was working through my mom there. Like, I was like, I saw it, and I was like, this can really help me. And I was like, there's no way I can get it. I had doubts. I was like, I'll save up for it. And then that happened. She was like, I saw this, is this a good thing? And I was like, yes, if I can get that, oh my God, that can solve a lot. Like, because even if it doesn't buffer it completely out, which I think it will, I think that with all my other buffering stuff, I put that big hunk of machinery right by me, and I will get some major relief. But it happened, and I didn't even talk to her about it. So you see these miracles that happen, they don't seem that miraculous. They all these good things and miraculous things come out of them, but we can't be waiting for like a big ball of light to come and disintegrate all the weaponry and stuff like that. It's gonna happen. It's gonna take time, but God's working through this world, So I guess that's my view of how God works. And, maybe huge miracles do happen. People get cured from cancer. Nobody knows why. My Crohn's disease went away when this started and hasn't really come back that bad. Those are huge miracles. But the everyday miracles, look for them, because that can keep you fed with hope. The loved ones that you have, enjoy their presence, enjoy spirituality with them. Just like the young man was saying, he goes to his church and they pray for him and they think it's going to go away. Take the positive out of that. Know that, they don't understand it and they think it's going to go away right away if you believe right. But just know know how it works, and then take the positive from your family and your friends. And just build on that. Don't shut things out. Don't ever shut things out. Like, I had a fortune cookie a while back, and I keep that fortune cookie on my table, and it says, never be afraid to believe in anything that is good. And these things, like, even if somebody doesn't totally understand the situation, because that's a given. People who haven't experienced this, they're not going to understand the situation. So carefully vet your friends who you think are gaslighting you, or your family that you think are gaslighting you. Because I can tell you right now, all my friends who are close to me and my family members who are close to me, they've never gaslighted me. They've told me that, I'm crazy, that, like, this doesn't exist. They totally don't believe me. That's not gaslighting. They really don't believe me. And they care for me still. They want to help me still. Like my brother who told me to my face, he's like, I don't believe you. He still helped me. Like, I got my car towed because there's no insurance, and he was there. He was like, what do you need me to do? He was there to help me. Like, he was like, this is important. He spent $500, which I'm going to pay him back. But my family has kept me above water, which it's really painful, because like without this really is happening. This whole directed energy weapon, targeting stuff. It really is happening. So if I didn't have this, I really could, go out and be making money and not be a burden on my family, because I still am a burden on my family. Like, I'm sitting here saying all these wonderful things like they're helping me, but I am a burden on them. Like, if I had a career and I wasn't dealing with this, we would have a lot less stress, all of us. We'd be able to spend more time together. So that's the sad aspect to it. But just what I want to tell you, the amazing things I've seen from my family, and they'll always be amazing. I mean, even if they, my dad, even if he would tell me to my face, like, I don't believe you, like, you're schizophrenic. He hasn't done that. Of course, he's a great dad. But I'd still know he loves me and he wants to help me. So carefully vet that. Try and feel those people out, and never ever just disconnect from people who want to help you and don't believe you. And I know I say it all the time, but it's one of the most important aspects of this to me. It's one of the things that, if I got all mad at my mom because she didn't believe me exactly and she didn't want to hear about it, and I was like, well, you're just as bad as the gangster. Like, dude, I mean, all the good stuff that I've tried to help her with and she's tried to help me with, and our bond is actually, I think it could become stronger out of all this. So it's not the situation we're in, it's how we react to it. And there's always a better way. There's always a good way that can bring you further. So just, and I know those things are hard. They're hard for me to say, because I'm like, it's not the situation you're in.